Since 2006, we've seen YouTubers become the platform's biggest creators before then fading into obscurity. This is usually because content evolves and audiences' demands change over time. In the early days, people could just speak to a camera and that would be enough to keep audiences engaged. But as YouTube has evolved, creators have evolved with it to tell better stories, have faster editing, unique camera equipment, and so much more to make themselves stand out. But something for the most part has gone under the radar, and that's how thumbnails have evolved over time to make you click. In my eyes, thumbnails are the most important thing you need to focus on right now to succeed as a creator. Creators spend time and money on upgrading their camera equipment or paying for better editors when really none of that matters, because if you don't catch the viewer's eye and give them a reason to click, no one is going to see your perfect video. The fastest growing creators on the platform right now are using a number of graphic design and marketing tricks to create eye-catching thumbnails that will make you click, and I'm going to show you how. As we know, YouTube is a visual platform, and the best way we can advertise our content to viewers is by giving it the best thumbnail and title that we can come up with. Thumbnails are the first thing your audience sees when they're searching or browsing through YouTube. They set an expectation for the video that the viewer is about to watch. And finally, thumbnails help you to brand your content and channel so it's easily recognizable to returning viewers. Jay Alto, the king of thumbnail research on Twitter, explains the importance of titles and thumbnails like this. The thumbnail gets the viewer's attention on the homepage. At this point, the thumbnail should be creating enough curiosity to want to learn more. This is usually when viewers will look at the title of the video, and if it's a great title, it will add to that curiosity, and that will really help that viewer to decide if they want to click on that video or ignore it. In short, thumbnails are the highest ROI change you can make today to positively impact your channel. A common mistake YouTubers have is that they come up with a great idea for a video and spend a ton of time creating it, only to then realize that the video doesn't lend itself towards a clickable title and thumbnail. This is a problem because if you're spending so much time and money on a video that doesn't get people interested, no one's going to click this video and watch it. So thinking about your thumbnail after you've created the video is a big no-no. Instead, think about it the opposite way around and decide on a title and a thumbnail that's very clickable, that's unique, that's going to stand out, that you know will catch people's eye before you even start thinking about scripting or even recording your video. The first is understanding why you're making your video. A good thumbnail is an image that communicates why someone should want to click. So this is what you need to think about when you're creating your video idea. New creators will often think something like this. They'll say, okay, I'm going to start creating content on YouTube, and I think I'm going to start with a Let's Play on Minecraft. Now, that is a pretty good idea. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but they didn't consider why the viewer would want to click on their video over another Minecraft creator. Okay, so a better thought would be, I'm going to make a Let's Play series where I speedrun Minecraft to completion, but I do it while only walking backwards. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept that immediately makes that idea of making a Minecraft Let's Play a little bit more unique, a little bit more intriguing, and that's the kind of thing that viewers will want to click on. So if we take this example here from Craftee, this thumbnail shows his character walking backwards with an arrow to show everything is in reverse, with his character also walking backwards from the dangerous end game of Minecraft to the green grass at the beginning of the game. It's a fairly simple concept, but as you can see, it's really effective. The title adds further context here and immediately backs up the thumbnail. Just take a look at the hook of the intro and it yet again backs up the title and thumbnail immediately after being clipped.
Minecraft, but it's backwards. I've been trapped in the end. I have to work my way back to the overworld. If we're gonna do that, I need some basic tools first.
Having the title, thumbnail, and hook work together like this is super important. The second thing I want to say is that you should study why winning thumbnails perform. So once you've decided on an idea, you need to go ahead and do market research on YouTube, Google Images, stock photography websites for creative ideas, things that are going to stand out to you, because that usually means that it's inherently interesting. Because I hate to say it, you're not that unique, right? We're human beings. We all are pretty much fascinated by the same things grab our eye. So if something jumps out to you on YouTube's homepage, chances are it's going to be jumping out to, you know, at least 100,000 other people. And if you're a small YouTuber, 100,000 people is a lot of people that you'd want to be clicking on your video. So when something jumps out to you, look at it, understand why has this worked? You know, how are other creators creating those thumbnails, and what type of views are they getting? What elements are they using in their thumbnails? Are they including bright colors, icons, certain fonts, or phrases? You know, what is it that's leading them to get more views? You should always be asking these questions when you're studying other thumbnails within your niche, and even outside of your own niche. Can you take a thumbnail concept from a different niche and apply it to yours and make it your own? Ryan Trahan has turned around his channel in the past 12 months with some incredible ideas that lend themselves to extremely clickable thumbnails. If we take his I Survived the World's Quietest and Loudest Room videos, he found a video topic that would have an appeal to an international audience, no matter their age or personal interests, and created, in my mind, one of the best YouTube thumbnails in years. It's simple, but Ryan is front and center in the middle of this thumbnail, and he's wearing a bright orange jumpsuit that catches your eye. And you'll notice he's hunched over, he's covering his ears, and facially, he looks like he's experiencing discomfort. Immediately, this caught my eye because I wonder what the hell is happening inside of this room to get him in so much pain when it's just a quiet room. You know, usually if it was super loud, it's understandable, but for a quiet room, why would he be in pain? So I'm immediately interested in this. You know, that's when I immediately look at his surroundings and I see these very weird noise cancelling foam on the walls. When designing this thumbnail, he could have chosen any of the foam walls that you can find on Amazon, or even the foam walls that we see within the video, but they suck in comparison and they don't create curiosity. They don't look dangerous and they don't make me want to click. So Ryan has really exaggerated the foam walls in this thumbnail into these huge spikes to build upon that discomfort that we're seeing on his face. This is a common theme you'll see on YouTube. Mr.Beast thumbnails, like this one right here, show these huge spikes with the title World's Most Dangerous Escape Room. But when you click on the video, they aren't as large, they're not shiny, and they're not dangerous looking, but it was enough to get you to click, where his interesting hook in those first 10 seconds from Mr.Beast, they keep you watching. This is what we would call good clickbait. If we come back to Ryan, he helps to provide context by stating in large, clear text 41 minutes in to reaffirm that staying in this quiet room for a long time can be extremely uncomfortable. And yet again, it makes you want to click to see the progression from the moment he walks into the room until that 41st minute mark, and potentially even longer. You know, is he going to be even in more pain? When is he going to exit this room that's clearly causing him so much pain? This thumbnail essentially just throws up a bunch of questions that makes you want to close that loop and figure out what actually happened. It helps to brand the video as a challenge video because he clearly isn't there to give you a tour of this space like you'd probably see in a Tom Scott or Veritasium video. This is more in line with a Mr.Beast type of video. Once you've set expectations with your title and thumbnail, the next important thing to do is to reaffirm to your viewer that they haven't been tricked, and because that would, you know, be bad clickbait, and that's not what we want to do. We want to essentially show to them that we're going to deliver on the payoff that we've promised in the title. Ryan does this beautifully, where the first second is almost an identical replica of that same pose that we see in the thumbnail. He's bent over and he's wearing the orange jumpsuit. The design decisions of this thumbnail can be applied to a variety of different YouTube videos out there. So you should remember to, number one, catch the viewer's eye with color, text, graphics, or even an environment that creates curiosity. And number two is that you should give further context based on the title. And number three is that I think you should slightly exaggerate, but not to the point where it's bad clickbait. Now, I also think that you should be considering updating your older thumbnails. Obviously, creating thumbnails for future videos is important, but Updating your back catalogue of videos is just as important in my opinion. As you grow as a creator, you'll learn a little bit more about how to create better thumbnails. You'll understand how to use Photoshop or Canva better. You'll understand what makes people click. And you'll start to have an audience of people that have subscribed to you but may not have seen that old video and that they've missed out on it, and they probably enjoy it. So refreshing your thumbnails is a good way of getting that video in front of them again, where they possibly will click and the YouTube algorithm could run with that video. Updating thumbnails like what Mr.Beast has done can really do wonders for your YouTube channel. But even then, something as simple as color correcting or adding new text or graphics to a thumbnail that can really help it to pop off the screen can generate a lot of new traffic for your videos. I create thumbnails for Ali Abdaal, and last year I was looking through his old videos and I found this video called How to Invest for Beginners. This video had already achieved 2 million views, and that's because it had a great looking thumbnail, but personally I thought it could be a little bit more eye-catching as it was a little bit too dark in my opinion. I used flaticon.com to find some money icons that I placed on either side of Ali, as the colors of the $sign and the cash bag I personally felt would pop and will just get more people to notice it on the homepage and most likely click. Now, if we fast forward to a couple of months ago, this very subtle change has now brought in an additional 4.1 million views. You can see from the graph here, as soon as there was that change, there was an immediate spike. That's because it just meant more people started to click on that video, and YouTube thought, hey, this video is clearly doing well, let's start to show it to more people. And because that thumbnail was now better than the previous one, because it stood out, more and more people started to click and the views just kept continuing. So my advice to you right now would be to have a think. Do you have any old thumbnails that you yourself could update? Someone who I personally think has really good thumbnails is Eric. I've actually created a video on how Eric grew from 0 to 1 million subscribers in a single year, which is pretty nuts. And you can click that video right here.